All stations, Parafield traffic, this is Tomahawk Papa Alpha. Alpha is on the eastern apron. I'll be taxiing for Runner Bay Juliet, Parafield traffic.
Parafield Aerodrome CTAF.
On our way to Whyalla, it's a Sunday morning and the bus delta is not active yet. It'll come active in about probably 20 minutes. We'll be airborne by that time. Yeah, and we had a little bit of weather come in last night, but everything looks good. Won't be a high altitude flight over. We'll be cruising at about 2.5. And hopefully everything should be nice and smooth on the way over to Whyalla. The station's Parafield traffic. Tomahawk Papa Alpha's at Juliet 3 will be taxiing across the undershoot of 26 right for Hotel 6 onto Bravo 4 for a departure on 21 right via St Kilda. Parafield traffic.
Parafield Aerodrome CTAF.
Parafield traffic, Papa Alpha's crossing the undershoot of 26 right. Parafield traffic. And Parafield traffic, Papa Alpha's entering and will be rolling runway 21 right. For St Kilda departure, Parafield traffic. Okay, temperatures and pressures are in the green, and we are good to go. Temperatures and pressures are in the green. Airspeed's alive. 50 knots. 60. 70 knots. And we're climbing through 350 feet, 70 knots. Pretty smooth up here today. Beautiful Sunday morning to be heading off for beautiful Whyalla. We got 500 feet. The fuel pump is off. Fuel pressure's maintained. And we departed about 1,000 feet here. And there's 1,000. So we'll just trim. The salt pans down there. A little bit of a chop there from the thermal energy created by the Torrens Island power station. And that's the new expressway. It looks pretty good, I tell you what. That's a nice, a beautiful drive.
traffic, Yankee November Romeo, FTA open, taxiing runner for A Juliet, all traffic Parafield.
Parafield Airport CTAF.
It seems I was the first one out of Parafield today. So we'll climb to 2,500 and hopefully we won't have to deal with some of this low cloud. It looks a bit low, I might just keep it down to 1,000 here. That's the way. And we're squawking 1,200. And we set the Trimble GPS to track direct Whyalla. And we'll climb, keeping clear of this cloud. Okie dokie, so we are now top of climb at 6,500. I was playing it a little bit by ear. The cloud off to the right appears to be broken to overcast, so that's to our east, and we're heading northwest, and over the Gulf it's few, I'd suggest, and it's great flying above the cloud. I always love doing that. So you certainly get a different perspective of flying when you do that. And we'll play it by ear when we get to Whyalla. It was a few at 1,500 and broken at 3,000. So we may have to descend to get underneath that broken cloud when we get closer to our destination. So we got about 40 minutes left here to go. So everything's looking good. Temperatures and pressures are all in the green. We're squawking 1,200, and I got the frequencies set in my radio. We're just doing a change now to 118.95. 8.95. Here we go. Alrighty. And I've got CTAF 1267, and I'm just monitoring that. We're directly on track, so far so good. And 6,500, the outside temperature is around about 4 degrees, so we'll do the subscale in our ASI, so at 6,500 at 4 degrees. So we're indicating about 101, 102. We're going over the ground at about 111. So that's all good. With 39 minutes to go. We've swapped tanks. We monitor the tanks on our timer there. I take 30 minutes out of the tank when climbing, taxiing and climbing. Then I switch it to an hour thereof, and I manage it on my sheet here that you get from CASA, they're free, and you can write on the sheet with your pencil. I prefer to use a 4B pencil, and it's dark, it's soft, and it'll write on just about everything. So the AFRU weather at Whyalla is 2,500 overcast. So we're on descent now, and we'll be cruising over the Gulf at 2,500 to get underneath that layer of overcast cloud. And the wind is 260 at 3 knots, so pretty calm, so be doing the circuit for runway 17, so 160 at 3 knots, and we'll be coming in on 17. So that's the deal there. You can phone up Whyalla and get the report over your mobile, the current weather. So it's a pretty awesome little service. Check out what the local weather's doing right now at this time. Okay, so we're over the water and we've got about 15 minutes. And we're at about 2,200 to remain clear of that cloud. 115 knots ground speed, so we're making good ground speed there. Put the heater on in here, keep it nice and cosy. And 24.500 RPM on the engine. Temperatures and pressures are all in the green. So we've got some scattered cloud at about 1500, so we're just descending again to clear that. Got 7 minutes to go. 122 knots over the water. And we're at 1500 now. Everything's going very well. At all stations, Whyalla, this is Tomahawk, Papa Alpha, Alpha is at 1500, about 8 miles to the southeast, inbound, Whyalla CTAF. And Whyalla CTAF estimates field at 3-1, Whyalla CTAF. Okay, so we're approaching Whyalla now. I'll give you a look out the window so we can see what's going on over the ground. At all stations, Whyalla CTAF, Papa Alpha Alpha will be joining downwind for runway 17, Whyalla CTAF.
That's Remington Hotel and all shoots OTC airline calls.
Remington Hotel, thank you.
Okay, so let's do our downwind check. So we got brakes are off, undercarriage is down, mixture's rich, fuel pump's on, fuel select to the fullest tank for landing, hatches and harnesses are all secure. Now our temperature pressures are all in the green. Just double checking with that windsock. Yeah, it looks pretty good. stations, Whyalla CTAF, Parafield Alpha, turning base, runway 17, Whyalla traffic. Okay, so I'll throttle back here, bring it under 80 knots. Get a stage flap out here. Probably get 2 stages, nice and high. And confirming runway 17 is all good. Lovely. Alright. Stations, Whyalla CTAF, Parafield Alpha's clear runway 17 and taxiing up Charlie. Whyalla CTAF. Now we got to find the GA taxi area. I'm just going to pop this over here, I think. So we'll turn our radio transponder and everything off. We are now departing Whyalla, and I'm about to make a call. I'll take taxiway Alpha, and we shall depart for Port Pirie. That gives us a little less time over the water. All stations, Whyalla traffic. This is Tomahawk for Parafield Alpha. We'll be taxiing via Alpha for runway 17 for departure to Port Pirie. Whyalla traffic.
Whyalla CTAF.
Okay, so she's a little more breezy than I had anticipated. As a result, we won't have much of a ground roll, and we'll climb like a homesick angel up to 1500 and direct over to Port Pirie, where hopefully the weather should, or the cloud should be be a little higher, and that way we'll be able to climb above it possibly. Stations Whyalla CTAF, Tomahawk Par Alpha Alpha is entering runway 17 for a departure to Port Pirie, Whyalla CTAF. Okay, it's a pretty big runway. Okay. Transponders on, landing lights on, fuel pumps on, fuel's rich, temperatures and pressures in the green. Stations Whyalla CTAF, Papa Alpha Alpha's now rolling runway 17 for a departure to Port Pirie, Whyalla CTAF. The temperatures and pressures are in the green. Airspeed's alive. 60 knots. 60 knots. Okay, Emma radio, my connection there is a little bit dodgy. Alright, that's a bit better. Okie dokie. A little bit gusty, so we'll climb out around about 75. That's a little bit better. And we're 500 feet. Fuel pump's off. Landing light is off. And we're going to steer a heading of 105 degrees. And climb to 1500. We've got a big ship down there below. And all stations Whyalla CTAF, this is Tomahawk for Par Alpha Alpha, is now 10 miles to the east of Whyalla, on track direct for Port Pirie at 1500, Whyalla CTAF.
Whyalla CTAF.
And that little town down there is Fisherman Bay.
Copy, 2174, cancel speed restrictions.
Speed Cafe 2174, thanks.
Romeo India Hotel, clear to drop and climb to flight level 150.
Clear to drop and continue climb, flight level 150, Romeo India Hotel.
1500 inbound with Charlie.
Alpha Alpha, Parafield Tower, join base for runway 21 right, maintain 1500.
Maintain 1500, join base for 21 right, Papa Alpha Alpha. So, brakes are off, undercarriage is down, mixture's rich, fuel pumps on, fuel selected for all its tank for landing, hatches and harnesses are all secure. And we're maintaining 1500. A little bit choppy down here. I've got my flight tracker here, but the next episode you'll see there would have incorporated a ADS-B in and out, which is on the way, whenever that arrives. Okay, we've got a helicopter in the circuit as well.
Alpha Alpha, clear visual approach runway 21 right, number 1.
Clear visual approach for 21 right, Papa Alpha Alpha. So that means that I can descend. So we'll throttle back, cool the engine off, but not without shock cool. So we throttle back to gently cool the engine off, that's the idea. A little bit bumpy here, so we'll throttle right back. Slow it down. That's better. Alright, we'll get a stage out here. Well, below 90 knots. So, throttle back.
Foxtrot Tango Delta, downwind padward. Foxtrot Tango Delta, roger, traffic views at Tomahawk, just on base. Pad west, clear to land.
And we'll trim off that.
Traffic in sight, clear to land, pad west. Foxtrot Tango Delta.
That load.
Papa Alpha Alpha, runway 21 right, clear to land.
Runway 21 right, clear to land, Papa Alpha Alpha.
1500, information Charlie, inbound.
Echo Lima Victor, Parafield Tower, g'day, join base for runway 21 right, maintain 1500.
The base, hold runway 21 right and maintain 1500. Echo Lima Victor.
It's a little bit gusty. Alright, that was pretty good. We got Bravo 3. Changing the frequencies to 119.9 but not flipping them over at this point.
All stations, we're getting a bit of crosswind at the moment, maximum crosswind of 8 knots.
Good morning, Parafield Ground. This is Tomahawk for Alpha Alpha at Bravo 3. Request taxi for the Eastern Apron.
Alpha Alpha, good morning, Parafield Ground. Cross undershoots runways 26 left, 26 right, taxi to the apron.
Cross undershoots for 26 left and right, taxi to the apron, Papa Alpha Alpha. So I hope you enjoyed my trip to Whyalla. Yeah, if you did, you know, you can always subscribe and like my videos. And we look forward to catching up with you next time.
Traffic on downwind to start.
Echo Quebec, Juliet, on Bravo 2, request taxi back to FT Airport.
Quebec Juliet, Parafield ground, cross undershoots runways 26 left, 26 right, taxi to the apron.
Cross undershoot runway 26 left, and line taxi to FT Airport, Echo Quebec, Juliet.